What is up, guys? Welcome back to another daily build video. Actually, I probably should drop the daily at this point. I haven't been dropping daily videos on builds in quite some time. So welcome back to another build video. This time we're checking out the brand new Porsche 919 Street in hypercar here in the Crew Motorfest. All right, let's go. All right, let's talk a little bit about the car. I'll tell you my test times, and then we'll talk about the tune, and then we'll go for a grand race like always. So this car is actually just insanely good looking. I've never seen this car before, even though it's a 2017 model. Apparently, in real life, this is the car that has won a bunch of like Le Mans. Oh man, I'm really good at pronouncing things. Anyways, the Le Mans race is something that is just historical, right? And if you win Le Mans, it's just crazy good for the brand. Anyway, this car has actually won 3 times in a row, I believe, and so it's only fitting that it's here in Motorfest in this racing game. It's a beautiful looking car, it's amazing, and I believe now Porsche are actually trying to make this into a street legal car. I don't know if it's like purchasable yet, but anyway, that's a little bit of the backstory on the car. As far as the driving here in Motorfest, it is insane. It's very, very good. It's one of only 4 cars to run a 118 on my test course, achieving immortality, and it ran a 220 on Legendary X Rivalry. Now, 220 on that is good, but it's not in the top cars, right? There's probably like 5 or 6 cars that run a better time on Legendary versus Rivalry. And to give you some context with that, that course is all about gutter turns and low and mid acceleration. That's it. That's what that is all about. So if this doesn't have that, then there's an issue there. So the question that you might have though is, if you've driven this car, you know it accelerates well, so it has to be the guttering, and to be honest, it's exactly what it is. So the guttering is not bad at all. By any means, it's not the worst guttering car. It has great acceleration, and that's what actually earns this time. What it struggles with is the steering while in the gutter. Now, this may not be an issue if you're on direct mode. It may not be an issue for someone who maybe plays on a higher sensitivity, has a little bit more ability to adjust their car within the gutter. But for me, with my steering settings, I've got 80 sensitivity, 70 max lock, and 0 dead zone. That's it. That's all I've touched. And for me, the car feels a bit unstable in the gutters, mostly because when you drop into the gutter, it wants to steer pretty hard. But then when you let off the steering a little bit, the car wants to straighten out. It's almost like it has too much downforce in the front of the car, and it doesn't want to oversteer in the gutter unless you're like just entering it. So it kind of like throws you off mentally. And I think over time, if I've driven this car like a lot, I think I could get used to it and it would be fine. So I'm in no way saying it's bad at guttering. I think that's the issue. There's a little bit of a disconnect between me personally as the driver and this car, the way it gutters. So over time, I think I'll get used to it, and I probably could decrease that time. Anyways, like I said, it's one of only 4 cars to run a 118 on achieving immortality, and that is phenomenal. The other 3 cars are the top 3 meta cars for the grand races. I anticipate doing very well with this. I hope we don't have like a ton of gutters in the race, because that obviously is the weakest point for me in terms of driving this car. But anyways, let me show you the tune. We'll go out for a grand race. All right, so for power distribution, we've got it at 42%. That gives us the best 0 to 60 acceleration. Brake balance is at 56%. We move down into the suspension. We've got -5 for front and rear springs, -7 for compression front and rear, -3 for rebound front and rear. So obviously, I'm just softening it up a little bit. It is very, very stiff, and it jumps over curbs like crazy. I just tried to limit that as much as possible. The car turns into corners beautifully, and it definitely holds its line, so I'm not too worried about that. Now let's move into the anti-roll bars. We're at +10 on both, and the camber is at -0.25 on both. Like I said, it sticks the corners. I think in comparison to the Agera R, because that's sort of the king of this category, I think the Agera actually oversteers a little bit more. Not that this understeers, but the Agera just has like slightly better turning radius. I'm not sure how that's going to affect me, but this car feels very controllable, and I think it's going to maybe replace the 110 as far as like the user-friendly car in the category. Anyways, let's get out to a grand race and see how we do. All right, here we go. So I'm in the RS2 Avant, then the 919, and then I'm jumping into the T50. Hopefully we've got the right car selection for this grand race. Starting 14th, right in the middle of the pack. Let's see what we can do. All right. I have not driven this RS2 Avant in a long time. All right, up into third right away. Let's go. Let's see if we can stay on this gutter. Nope, but it's okay. Neither did those guys. We got a couple of Ford Foci here. Oh, one's trying to get control of his car, but he can't. The Focus has incredible NOS power. But the RS2 is fast. Look at him. He's NOSing. He's trying to get around. Oh, that was my bad. Did not mean to do that. Let's see if both of these guys don't smash me into this first corner. Look at this guy. All right, we hit the gutter. We didn't do it perfectly, but we did it enough. Street 1 is always kind of sketch, man. All right, again, not a perfect gutter. We got it enough, though. See if we can get it here. Enough. It's enough. All right. Oh, I'm out. I'm out. Oh, yeah, dude. We're putting a little bit of distance. Heavy braking on this one. Oh, I got on the gas just a little too early. Here we go. Let's see if we can roll around this one good. Not bad, dude. Not bad. RS2 Avant to the rescue. All right, let's see if we can just drive this section of the course nicely and put some more distance between me and second place. Oh, that was terrible. This next section of the Grand Race here is all about NOS management. It's really about NOS management. If you have a slipstream, obviously you're in good shape and you don't have to watch your NOS quite as much. But if you don't, NOS management is huge here. You always want to use those downhill sections to your advantage as well. Use some NOS there. You don't have to use as much to keep the car going fast or get it close to top speed. And then what you want to do is when you get to here, try to have some NOS saved up for these three corners. This one here, NOS around the corner, keep it in the 180s for street 1. Again around the corner there, or again around the corner there. And obviously this is like straight on, so you're good to go there. And you can actually really put some distance between you and the other guys. If you keep it above 180, you're pretty good. Here we go, dude. The 919. All right, went into that corner a little hot. We're good though. Full throttle mid-corner. It really is just gripped up, which is so nice. It's one of those cars that just feels so good, so controllable, and it is responsive. Keeps very good speed in this section. I'm a little shaky with it because I just haven't taken it on this course yet. And I don't want to end up in the grass. I want to drive cleanly. Let's see if we can take the grass shortcut. Controllable. It's an all-wheel drive car. Has very good control in the dirt. Oh, might have understeered. Nope. Kept it on the road. That's what I'm talking about. Got a shift though. Feels incredibly good. The Agera R takes that a lot faster. That corner in specifically, and actually a lot more of these corners would have been full throttle corners in the Agera. Oh, see? I didn't know how to steer it through that gutter, man. I'm very weak with this car in the gutters. Not too bad there. Not too bad. All right, a little bit of four-wheel action there. See how I'm not like real steady with it? It just feels kind of like, I don't know how to explain what I'm saying or feeling here. It's incredibly stable in corners, just the gutters. See how I'm like real jerky with the steering in the gutters? That's what I don't like. Into the T50, dude. See, the T50 feels amazing. Now, if this were street or something like that, I wouldn't reset that corner, but racing cars are just nightmares in the dirt, and I just don't want to deal with it. God, the car just is incredible. See how stable that is through the gutter? See how like the car just stays exactly where I want it? Don't have to like keep correcting the steering. See this? Very, very stable. The 919 does not feel like that at all. That gutter was a mess. Don't worry too much about that one. Very, very nice and comfortable. Very comfortable through that gutter as well. Man, yeah, this T50 is just, it's just too fun to drive, man. We had a really nice race. Let's finish it up cleanly. Not a bad race. And the 919 performed beautifully, except for those gutters, like I said. It's just not super easy, if that makes sense. It's not the worst, though. It's really not the worst. The car does go into the gutter, and it's fine once it's in there, but it just feels like the steering is just all over the place while in the gutter. So anyways, it's going to take a little bit more time with me driving the car. I certainly think that this car is going to be in the meta conversation. At this point, I don't have enough miles in the car to say that it's better than the Agera R. Right now, I believe the Agera R is better, but you know, maybe down the road we start using it a lot more in grand races. Maybe we can start to have a different conversation, you know, and the next meta video will probably include it in some fashion. I just don't think at this point, I don't think I'm going to replace the Agera R with this car. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. I'll catch you on the next one. Trigger out.